The priest king, in Pakistan often king priest, is a small male figure sculpted in steatite found during the excavation of the ruined Bronze Age city of Mohenjodaro in Sindh, Pakistan, in 1925 to 26. It is dated to around 2000 to 1900 BCE, in Mohenjodaro's late period, and is the most famous stone sculpture of the Indus Valley civilization. It is now in the collection of the National Museum of Pakistan as an MP50 to 852. It is widely admired, as the sculptor combined naturalistic detail with stylized forms to create a powerful image that appears much bigger than it actually is, and accepting possibly the Pashupti seal, nothing has come to symbolize the Indus civilization better. The sculpture shows a neatly bearded man with a fillet around his head, possibly all that is left of a once elaborate hairstyle or headdress. His hair is combed back. He wears an armband and a cloak with drilled trefoil, single circle and double circle motifs, which show traces of red. His eyes might have originally been inlaid. The sculpture is incomplete, broken off at the bottom, and possibly unfinished. Originally it was presumably larger and probably was a full-in seated or kneeling figure. As it is now, it is 17.5 centimeters high. Though the name priest king is now generally used, it is highly speculative and without foundation. Ernest J. H. Mackay, the archaeologist leading the excavations at the site when the piece was found, thought it might represent a priest. Sir John Marshall, head of the Pre-partition Archaeological Survey of India at the time, regarded it as possibly a king priest, but it appears to have been his successor, Sir Mortimer Wheeler, who was the first to use priest king. An alternative designation for this and a few other IVC male figure sculptures is that they are commemorative figures of clan leaders or ancestral figures. A replica is normally displayed at the National Museum of Pakistan, while the original is kept secure. On the cheeks, the lines for the beard continue more faintly onto the cheek, which in a finished piece would probably have been smoothed away. Possible support for interpreting the figure as a religious person are the apparent representation of the eyes as fixed on the tip of his nose, a practice in yoga, and the similarity of the robe worn over one shoulder to later garments, including the Buddhist sokti. The focus on the tip of the nose was noticed by one of Marshall's Indian assistants, and Marshall saw the same feature in the Pashupti seal. The sculpture was found at a depth of 1.37 meters by the archaeologist Kashinath Narayan Dikshit in the DKB area of the city, and given the find number DK 1909. The precise find spot was a small enclosure with some curious parallel walls, possibly the hypocaust for a hammam or sauna. The sculpture was found in a small passage between two of these walls, but this seems unlikely as its normal position, and it is thought that it fell or rolled into this space as the city fell into ruin. The finds from Mohenjodaro were first sent to the Lahore Museum, but later transferred to New Delhi, the new capital of British India, and the headquarters of the ASI, with a view to displaying them in the Central Imperial Museum that was planned. Eventually, after the partition of India, in 1947, this was established as the National Museum of India. The new Pakistani heritage authorities requested the return of the IVC artifacts, as almost all of those found by the time of independence had come from sites, like Mohenjodaro, that were now in Pakistan. The statue was only returned to Pakistan after the 1972 Simla Agreement between Pakistan and India, represented by their heads of government, respectively Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the President of Pakistan, and Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India. According to a Pakistani archaeologist, Gandhi refused to return both the priest king and the other most iconic Indus sculpture, the dancing girl, a smaller bronze sculpture also found at Mohenjodaro, and told Bhutto he could only choose one of them. The statue was exhibited in London at the Exhibition of the Art of India at the Burlington Fine Arts Club in 1931, as was the dancing girl. This first display of IVC finds outside India attracted considerable notice in the press. Other exhibitions include Art of the First Cities, the 3rd millennium BC from the Mediterranean to the Indus in 2003 at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Replicas of the statue are popular in Pakistan and beyond, and a replica that is much larger than the original has been erected at the entrance to the Mohenjodaro site. Please like, comment, and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos.